So Maurice and I went to Rome in 1993 after coming up with the idea that governments don't default because in their own currency because all they're doing is spending first and then collecting later, and that the securities function for interest rate maintenance and not to fund the debt, etc. And a paper came out of that called Soft Currency Economics, and afterwards I ran into Randy and Bill and Pavlino. And then they all started looking up the history of these ideas. Okay, so it's interesting because we came up with the ideas first and then found the history afterwards, which is not necessarily normally the way things work. So we then discovered Lerner, we discovered Knapp, we discovered Innes, and we've discovered somebody last week, Ruml, is that his name? From 1946, Federal Reserve President of New York, who said the same thing we've been saying about quantitative easing. So we notice things, we see how they work, and then we go back in history and find reasonably prominent people who said the same thing. Secretary of the Treasury Memminger from the Confederacy said the same thing about how currency worked and explained that's how he was going to set it up. So, so what happens is I think historians who don't know how the currency works don't find these things because they're not looking for them. You have to have enough knowledge of when you're looking at something about circumstances to be able to recognize them as any kind of value.